So I want to talk about how we can get the underhook from the collar tie as well. I love utilizing the collar tie. Okay, so if we're in place, what a collar tie is going to look like, right? As I'm here with my partner, and we might have matching collar ties. This is what's going to happen. This is kind of like the neutral position in no gi, right? We're in gi last week. We were talking about we both have an elbow grip and collar grip. Collar tie here, collar tie here. It's pretty neutral. So when I have the collar tie though, I'm doing a good job of grabbing the back of like the head and neck, and I'm heavy with my elbow. You can decide, there's different rules of thought on this, about having your collar tie matching like your lead leg forward, or if it should be back, okay? So I've been playing with it forward. I used to play with it backwards, but you've got to see what feels comfortable. I feel like with this forward, as long as I'm protecting my leg and he can't come for the single leg, it gives me more pressure on him and I can kind of drop and control his head a little bit more, okay? We've obviously got to watch out for that single. I don't want to invite him in for that. So as we're here on the collar tie, I want to be heavy, and I'm really trying to use my head also, right? We're not like disconnected here. I've got to use my head. I like to use, like, envision looking at his temple or ear, and I'm not like looking down like this. If I do this, Rossetti can just snap me down really easy, right? So think about like your forehead, like I'm looking at his shoulder, looking at his ear. I have good alignment with my neck and spine, okay? So I don't want to be just looking down like that. So we're just gonna review and warm up with how to get the underhook, right? We know the underhook from when we're down on the ground, but we wanna get it from when we're standing. So what I'm gonna do is try and get on the inside. I wanna punch, but it's gonna be hard, right? Because typically a lot of people have their elbow in, and that's where a couple weeks ago we talked about going for the Russian, right? Because their elbow was tucked in and I couldn't get the underhook. So if I wanna fight for the underhook, I'm gonna have to kind of shift a little bit on the inside, and I try and get my arm in. And then I wanna punch. So it's gonna be a little bit of a grind. I might punch up, and then I get to the side. See how I'm at a little bit of an angle compared to Rossetti? I have a nice heavy grip on the collar tie. I'm looking at his temple, and I have a nice grip on the shoulder. Okay, my elbow's up nice and high, and I have good control of him here. Some people like to grip across. I like the shoulder grip here, but it's not a shallow underhook. Like I'm really deep here. So see how I punched all the way through. So when we're in the neutral position, right, it's gonna be a little bit of a fight. I might have to square up with him to get on the inside, and I punch until I can get this nice angle. This is where I'm gonna end up, okay? So I want you guys to just work on as a warm up, trying to punch through for that underhook. Then we're gonna work from that hub. We've got 3 different movements we're gonna go to. So we're here, right, in this position, right? We wanna keep our nice low stance. We've been talking about this the past several weeks. Okay, our last week of stand up here. I'm gonna come in and I've gotta punch. This might take a bit, it's gonna be grindy. He's not gonna let me just get in, right? So I've gotta kind of use my body. There we go. Now I'm in a great angle. We have lots of things we can set up from here, okay? So don't be afraid to use your head. Keep good posture. Got a nice wide base, booty low, and I've got a really good deep underhook, okay? Any questions on that? Let's give it a shot. 1, 2, 3. I can guarantee getting the underhook is the hardest part, okay? Because people will really keep it in nice and tight, right? They'll bring their elbow in. So that's gonna line us up, right, for our Russian option and whole series that we went over a couple weeks ago, right? But we're in here, we want to work on this underhook, because if I can get the underhook, then I feel pretty good. So the first move we're going to go over is a throw by, okay? So it's really just being able to gain like exposure and control to the back. Whatever takedown you really want to utilize from there, go for it. I'll just show you the lateral drop, but it's really being able to expose and get to that back control, okay? So we're here in our position, right? Same thing. So I'm coming in, I might have to move a little bit, right? I'm gonna circle, move, I can come in and shoot underneath, and I'm getting a nice grip on his shoulder. I need this angle, because what I wanna do is get to the side of his body, okay? So as I'm here, I'm gonna do this like kind of slow-mo. I wanna step in, okay? I'm gonna step, and I'm gonna kick, step, kick, and I'm gonna throw my arm up, okay? And look away, okay? And now, I've got this really good control too, where I still have control of his neck. but I can come right to the back and set up my lateral drop. Okay, so we'll do that in a second. But I need to make sure that I'm straightening my arm so his arm can fall through, and I'm looking straight ahead to break that grip, right? So we're here, I'm gonna come in, work that. I'm gonna step in, just like that, okay? I've got nice control here too. So this is controlling him. I can always turn it into a single, right? I could drive him down and drop, but I'm gonna come right to the back because I love a good lateral drop. Nice and controlled, cinching in like I'm giving him the Heimlich, hips forward. I'm gonna step, just like we were doing that collar drag last week. Same kind of idea. I'm stepping up, I'm shifting my hips, and I'm just placing my heel in the mat, and we're gonna fall over it, right? So we're here, and I can come up, right? Into my control. I can start coming to mount and hop up, come to side control, whatever I'd like. If you have a different variation once you get to the back of any other takedown you wanna work on, go for it. I'm more concerned with the throw by, okay? So we're here. I'm gonna work my way in, get here. Once I'm here, oop, yep, see that's what happens if you don't look away. Step in, boom, just like that. I've got this control. I can transition wherever I'd like, okay? So I've gotta step in to get close to him. I step in, I kick for the momentum, straight. But I can't look up, right? Because his arm's stuck there. So I've gotta look away when I get there. So we're here, boom, just like that. Come into my position and go for the lateral drop. The next move is gonna be a knee pick or a knee tap. So when I get in this position, I'm still trying to get my underhook. If I don't like this collar tie control, I can switch to wrist control, okay? Let's go back a little bit. So from here, I can come in and go for a fake trip, and then I'm gonna go down, changing my level to a knee tap, okay? And we're gonna go for the takedown. So I need to run through him. I'm basically gonna then tap the knee, run through, but I want you to think of that driving power, and I have to lower my level, okay? I'm also gonna shoot my arm this way so I can shoot through him. So we're in this position, I transition to the wrist grip. I'm gonna come in and go for a trip. He balances, I'm gonna come down and take him down for the knee tap and run through, okay? It was kind of slow-mo. So we're here, boom, I'm here. I switch to the wrist grip. I come through and run through. I could end up in close guard. I could end up past the legs, right, or in top half smash, maybe in side control. Let's do that one more time. But I've got to change levels and drive. You're here. I'm grabbing the wrist. I'm just setting up some fake movement, right? So now you see his feet are together. He had to step. So this is when I drop down. Okay, I'm gonna drop, tap, straighten my arm, and drive, right? Using my head and body to go, okay? So we're making them think we're going for a trick. They have to move their leg, they step closer, and that's when I take their legs out, okay? So one more time, we're here. Boom. Getting my position, I still have this ankle. I can switch. Maybe I stay here for a bit. When this arm becomes accessible, I grab the wrist. I come in, so I step, come through for a fake trip. Boom. Drive. Changing my level and going. So now we're going to do a front headlock trip. Okay. This one, I want you to be mindful. If you're in a tournament, whatever, you're going to hold on to that neck and get down to the ground. But you can be mindful of your training partner here, and before you hit the ground, you can let go of the neck just because it can be a little awkward. But this front headlock, there's lots of things we can do here with the front headlock, but when we come in for this trip, it kind of takes them off guard and jams them. You will most likely end up in their closed guard, okay, or like maybe in like a top half smash position. But this is a really, really good option to break their posture down. And when they stay square with you, so if I can't get that angle. So I'm coming in right and I'm getting my underhook, right? But maybe I can't get into the side or Rossetti starts squaring up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and snap him down with the collar tie. So I'm gonna shift back and I'm gonna bring him right under my armpit, like getting a nice chest control. Okay, so my chest is heavy, right? I keep my leg back, and you could just get a chin strap here, right? You don't have to get all the way in for like a guillotine. So I've got this nice control, elbows in nice and tight. So I've got him forward. As he's forward, I'm gonna step up. The same side leg is the one that's gonna come in and trip that I have my arm on his head, okay? So as I'm here, I'm gonna come in, and I'm gonna drop to my knee and stuff him down, okay? So you can see if I still held on to the head, that's gonna jam your opponents a little bit. So we're gonna be nice to our training partners, but you could still finish it, you know, with the hold. You're not gonna finish him from there, but you could get down to the ground with that grip. So let's look at this again. We're here, and maybe I can't keep that angle, so I'm gonna snap him down so that I can bring my chest over his head. So to do that, I'm gonna kind of bring him back, and I get heavy and I get the chin. Okay, I've got this nice control, nice and tight. Now I step forward with my far leg, and then I'm gonna come in and just drop to my knee. Then you can come in, you're gonna be in the guard. Right away I wanna start posturing, right? I don't want him to be able to isolate limbs, and then I can start passing, okay? So that's my takedown. So one more time. Here, boom, boom, getting my underhook. I can't get to the side. He's doing a good job of circling with me. Maybe I can't get in that deep on this underhook. So I'm gonna snap him down so that I can bring my arm over and get like a guillotine grip / chin strap, right? So my body and chest are heavy on his back. I can keep driving him. When I'm ready, I step in, and then I kind of shift my hip. I'm gonna bring my foot on the inside, drop to my knee, and then get in my position. I'll probably post initially on the mat, but then right away I wanna make sure I bring my elbows in, and then I can start working the pass. Maybe he doesn't close the guard, that would be ideal, and then make a pass from there. Does that make sense? Anybody need to see it again? This is our front headlock trick, okay? So I'm bringing him forward once I'm here. See how I'm shifting back? I'm not inviting him to my single. I'm not like, here, Rossetti, take my leg, right? I've got to, although he loved that, right? I'm going to shift back with it and then get heavy. Then I'll step and come in. Yep, and drop him down. You're just spearing him forward.
Since you already have the underhook, is there any reason why you wouldn't just go full B-team?
You could, if you can get there, great, right? Like if I can bring him down, I'll definitely come in. You know, I can walk in, hips forward, go for the guillotine. But if somebody's stubborn or like, I feel like I don't have that deep enough grip, I can't get it, right? I can just jam them right down. It kind of takes them off guard, right? And then I get my takedown option there, okay? You guys ready to give it a try? 1, 2, 3.